So the next thing I want to share with you is that the Spanish clubs and the Spanish original clubs are kicking ass. This time last year, we only had 3 half clubs in Spain, and the overall value of the clubs was 10,000. So in 1 year, we've turned it from a handful of members to 391 members. The total amount invested is almost 1.4 million, and that has now grown to close to 2.2 million. So the clubs collectively have made almost $800,000 profit, and the average lifetime of a club is only 7 months, and so their total return on capital on investment is 55%, and their average return per month is 7.9%. So they're obviously doing something right. So basically, what do they do? Every single one of them uses a spreadsheet like this to focus 1,000% of their energy and activity on time value. So they're completely focused on time value. They don't really give a damn about the share price. They don't give a damn about earnings or any of that sort of crack. They've already done their research. They already know it's a fundamentally sound quality company. They already know the value line report is tickety-boo. They've already looked at the long-term chart. They know that it might move up and down short-term, but long-term, there's a lot of long-term upside potential. Once they've parked those 2 decisions to one side, they just focus on how to place a trade. I'd like to call on Richard there to take us through his history for the last 12 months. So, Richard, are you online there? Let me just see, is Richard here? Let's see if I can find Richard. Richard Moore. So I'll pass the microphone on to you there, Richard. So do you want to just give us a brief overview of your history?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Owen, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Very good. I thought I would just put together a little history just of the last 12 months on my account, and what I've done is just recorded the 9th of May 2014 as 100% value in my analysis, and I've graphed it as well over the period, and you can see that it bounces around a little bit because the shares do move up and down, and occasionally I have to roll puts forward. But over the course of the last 12 months, it's 114% is what I've grown the account by, which works out at an average of I think 6.7% per month, 6.7% per month average. So
that's a fantastic return. So let's just share with the folks exactly what you do. Over to you. What's your strategy?
Well, yeah, there's no secrets about it. It's really just practicing what I'm seeing on the webinars, and also just attending all of see the trends and staying very close to what's going on, and making sure that my watch list of companies matches pretty much what TICN are trading. But what I'm doing is when those companies are, when those strong companies are at support, I'm selling in the money, at the money, and out of the money options. Third. I'm making sure that dollar strikes, penny spreads, good open interest, and they've got plenty of reward to risk. I'm using buying power down to about 20 to 30% of my account value when the opportunities present. And I am now sticking to asset allocation. In the early days, I've made some errors and I've gone heavily on some companies, which hasn't helped. But I've learned to focus on 5 or 6 companies, and that's now working very well for me. So I'm also taking the profit off the table on my out of the money and at the money options when I'm getting 80% of the profit on the table. Or if earnings are to be announced, and I'm protecting my profit, and then allowing some of the in the money options to be assigned to get the shares wholesale. So I'm selling calls on my shares that have been assigned to me, either with the maximum time value, but sometimes I'm selling them in the money. If I can see that the share is very likely to drop down again, if it's at a terrific high, I'll sell an in the money call and take the fall before the fall actually happens. I would say don't get too attached to your shares. You do tend to fall in love with them sometimes, but they don't love you, so you might as well just let them come and go and make plenty of money on it. And I do attend, I've called it the church to see the trends every Sunday, and that's really useful just to confirm my own technical analysis with Owens. And I monitor my positions on a daily basis and to take the profit off the table if it's appropriate. And if the shares are assigned to me, don't panic. We've studied the value line. We already know we like them. If we've got too many of them, I just sell them at market and sell the put for the same strike for a month or two later. So just keep rinsing and repeating until you're wealthy. That's the secret.
Fantastic, well done, Richard. So that's I know you don't have a modest account; you have a significant sized account. So to achieve 100%, 114% growth on a significant account is a tremendous achievement. So well done. Just to share with you guys, when we were in the US, we met a top options trader who's been trading for 34 years experience, and he runs a fund for people now. He runs a fund, and the fund is 1.2 billion, and basically he makes 1% whether the shares go up or down or not. So he makes a cool 12 million every year, whether the fund performs or not. That being said, his performance over the last 2 years is 18% per annum. So just gives you in perspective of how good the guys in TICN are that apply our strategies. Then later on, when we went down to Omaha, we discovered that Warren Buffett did 18% 2 years ago and 22% last year. So again, hats off to you guys who can double your account. So again, we've got Andrew online here. Andrew said that he was so inspired by Anna's story that he'd like to take us through his story. So Andrew, I'm going to hand over to you there. Let me just see if I can find you. Thanks for that again, Richard. Andrew, over to you.
Can you hear me there?
Hear you loud and clear, yeah?
Yeah, great. I was very inspired by Anna's story, and I thought I would just run some figures on my own. You were talking about Richard having a significant account. I've been involved in TICN for a couple of years, but I only got my account value up to the magic put selling amount there last June. So I kind of considered that as year zero. Because when you start selling puts, it really skyrockets your account and how you can trade. And you can see there in 11 and a bit months, my gain is 126%, which is just phenomenal as far as I'm concerned.
So I presume that's 1st of June 2014 you started, was it?
Yes, sorry, 2014. That's the wrong figure. Thanks for spotting that. But yeah, a lot of people talk to me and they say, how are you doing at TICN? It's varying for them, and they're not maybe making as much as the club is making. And I think the thing that I take from talking to people is that they overcomplicate it. They run off and look for other strategies online, and they look for rumor and speculation out there instead of just keeping to the system. Because the system's really working, and we can see how many clubs and how many individuals that it's working for out there. But these are my targets now, and the second year will be very telling for me. But after 2 years, I hope to be in that financial freedom category where I can be making an income if I wish from the stock market.
That's fantastic. So basically, just share with us how you actually did it.
Yeah, well, there's nothing spectacular, nothing strange. I'm watching the webinars. I'm following the education that I'm given. I'm watching the shares that we're given, and most of the time I'm trading as the club trades. But I have less money available to myself, less funds at the minute than our club. So I just fraction it down a bit. But do a similar trading pattern to the club. All the stuff that's there for an individual trader if they're part of a club to just follow the system and rinse and repeat, as Richard says.
So that's fantastic. So it's interesting that we had a group of 27 traders with us on the trip to the US, and most of them had got similar results to yourself. And Richard there, Andrew, they all had, their accounts were ranging from 70, 80, 90, over 100% growth for the year. And they all said exactly the same thing. So, and the same with Anna's club. So the message is to any of you out there is to keep it really, really simple, that you only need to do 3 things. You need to sell puts, first of all, to get shares put to your wholesale if you've got more than 25 grand, and sell calls at resistance. So basically, make money from your shares going up, make money from selling the calls, and make money from selling puts. And yeah, so that's fantastic. So I know a lot of people tend to overcomplicate it and look at other things, but there's no need to look past the basic 3 things. So thank you very much for that, Andrew. Both yourself and Richard are members of a fantastic club in Bangor, and thank you for all the work you do to keep an eye on the club trading as well. So really appreciate that.
And thanks for all your help as well, Evan.
You're very welcome.